So before I go on to Sixth Island, I just want to finish up the exploration of Lost Cave because there are a handful of rooms here that I neglected to show off in the previous segment, primarily because I didn't actually know how to get to them. I worked out the gimmick of it though. I had a theory on what the gimmick was, and I ended up proving that to be true. So in order to find these rooms, what you have to do is, it's very similar to the sort of clock theory as well here. For this room over here in particular, this has one of the hidden rooms in it. Since this room has 12, normally you're supposed to go up here. However, if you go in the polar opposite direction, so if we go down here, we'll find this hidden room. There are a bunch of Pokemon here that are specific to these rooms and have really low encounter rates. That's not a bit of a problem here because I've already caught everything. So I'm only here just to get these items, and this here be the Laxin Sense, which I actually did some research and found out that I did not need, because why not can actually be found in the wild in this game. So all we gotta do is keep going and find these places that we're supposed to be in here. And I believe the next room is just back up where we came from here, which gives us the Seeing Sense, which is needed to get Azurill. Again, Azurill is found in the wild. It's difficult to find, but it is in fact in the wild. So that's 2 rooms. I believe the next room is if you go 3 o'clock here, and this is 9 o'clock, so if you go across to 3, here's the 3rd item, Max Revive. That'll be pretty useful. 3, 9, this is 6. I do not believe we go the normal way here. And then from here, I'm pretty sure this is the way. Yep, this is the 4th and last of the hidden rooms. Rare Candy, very useful to have. And then from there we go back to where we find our Lady Selfie, because there is one more item left in that room that wasn't there previously, but it is now. So I believe it's up here. It's a silk scarf. And with that, we can head the hell out of here and not have to worry about it any further. Goodbye. Stupid Lost Cave. Very annoying. So anyways, now that I'm back at 5 Island, before I head off to 6 Island, just one last thing to do, and that is to show off the haul that I picked up. This isn't the box, yeah, this is the one. And I actually did in fact grind my Dragonair up to level 55, which I found out that I did not actually have to do, because there is an area later in the game that has wild level 80 odd Dragonairs, which kind of pissed me off. But anyways, not going to go into too much specifics about which rooms I found these in. This was in one of the item rooms. I believe this was as well, and so was this. Everything else was, I believe I caught the Scrumpick in a specific room with one of the items, but it is possible to find it in another room. It's just a lot rarer in that other room. And everything else were just in other arbitrary rooms and whatnot. So that's pretty much everything here. And with the capture of this Gengar, actually, I have achieved my first completed box of the playthrough, as you can see right here. So, huzzah and whatnot. Most of these other boxes are still going to take a little bit of a while to fix up, because, like particularly the first box, I need to breed to get the to get all of the Kanto starters in there and whatnot. And I believe the only other thing there is Raichu, which is in the Cerulean Cave. But with that now out of the way, I have to say I'm actually surprised at the way that the computer's performing right now, because this is the first time that I've actually tried to record anything since having that horrible drop in speed the other day. So at this moment, it appears that the recordings and stuff like that should not be affected too much. I'll still have to do some testing with the Hopog and whatnot to see if I can still do Metroid Prime. I hopefully will be able to do that, because I'm pretty close to finishing that game. And I'd like to be able to get that out of the way. I might take a week off or something like that, though, because I may actually be really close. Actually, maybe a lot closer to High Rival. But yeah, I might actually be considerably closer to beating the to actually getting a new computer now than I thought I might have been. Well, yeah, I'm actually going to be able to do that, because yeah, he gives up, but I'm not going to. But so. Whatever. I'm not even sure why I'm healing, because I think everybody's all healed up and whatnot anyway. I'm actually surprised I didn't run into any wild Pokemon. Actually, no, I put the repel up. I'm a moron. But anyways, we have two paths that we can explore here. We can go north and do some shenanigans up there, or we can head down here to the Ruined Valley area. Now that I think about it, let me actually go and drop a Pokemon off, because I'm going to go and have a look in the Ruined Valley. And I need a cut user with me, because it'll be very useful. So you've got the cut. Drop Dynair off, I think he can do with a little bit of a break. In before I find nothing but water types and shit like that, but I believe this guy's a bird keeper, so I'd like to leave with Artorigus, but Valerie Fawn has been lagging a little bit behind because I dropped Valerie Fawn into the box and replaced it with the thing so that I could train it up and whatnot. Okay, so we have an Electrode, and it's not a bird keeper, it's a juggler, stupid moron. Okay. And I think I've pretty much just gone and completely exhausted what I've had to say. I don't know, it's just... I had to say I'm actually quite content that I'm still able to record stuff. So, it looks like I'm going to be doing weekend stuff after all. It might be a little bit slower going through the post-production thing, but I mean, if I can get them out today, then I might as well. Nothing but Electrodes. I mean, I know you're a juggler, so you work with balls and everything, but still, geez. Mr. Mime, yeah, Valerie Fawn can go back in. Shadow Ball it to Oblivion. Don't think the Intimidate's going to work that well here because it's more specially based anyway. I also found out that you can actually find Walrein in the wild, which pissed me off because I evolved my one from a second Celia that I caught, which kind of pissed me off. I also realized that it is impossible to find both Metatite and Metacham in the wild in this game. There is actually one way to get, there's only one way to get Metacham, and that's through an in-game trade. Which I would do, but I do not have the Pokemon that I need to trade for that as well either, because I need Flaffy. And the only place in here, in this area, aside from Cronum Tower, where you can find anything from the that family is in Viridian City, right at the start of the game where you found the Mareeps. I'm thinking Artorigus for this one, in before he has a Machamp. You're kind of in the... Oh, okay, sweet. Yay. Yeah, Earthquake's more powerful. Best move I've got to deal with an Aggron. Bloody Protect Tax. Okay, enough of the Protect Tax. Die, you poser. And there goes my train of thought again. Forgive me for that. I may actually have to, like... Maybe I'll just cut the segment or something like that and then remember exactly what it was that I was talking about. But yeah, he had the Machamp, but I was able to... Like, I had the prediction to switch back in. Anyways, Ruined Valley, another reason why I did not get rid of Strength off of, Butch. That, and plus the fact that I just kind of forgot. Because, yeah, there's this weird puzzle we have to push, and that is not difficult in the slightest. And that gives us a Sunstone, which we will not be using. Because because I only need one Sunstone. How many Sunstones do I have? One plus however many are in the PC that I dropped off. Bloody Yanma everywhere. I'm surprised that Artorigus can get away from the bloody things. Speaking of which, if there are going to be Yanma here, I might as well switch over to Homestar. Just so that I can get away from them. I believe the only Pokemon here that I need to get is this right here, Sudowoodo. Can't escape, right, that's kind of annoying. Maybe I can catch it. Maybe it won't be as much of a dick as the Murkrow. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. So I don't have to show that off on screen at all. I believe the next strength puzzle is down here. Level 55 Spearows. Good God. And what is this? A HP up, which I will probably... I might use it. What is up here? Probably just a trainer and more strength puzzle stuff. We're not that high up, honestly. Yeah, you kind of had nothing on my Starmie. And what is this? A full restore. Okay. Saves me having to fork out $3 for one. I believe there's at least one more somewhere. I'm not 100% sure. Because for some reason, like, I remember there being a rare candy here somewhere. It might be a hidden item, so I'll have to come back off screen and see if it is there. Let's give Butch some screen time for this guy. I am as well, because I kind of can't forget too much about this. Okay, right on. Get GTFO. Oh, damn it! Stupid Megahorn. Okay. Time for big, like, dinosaur-esque thing war. Go time, yeah. And, God, you're not going to stand any chance. Although if that horn drill hit, I would have been really pissed off. And Kangas Khan. Yeah, stay in. Brick break it. Stupid endure. Wow. There's nowhere near enduring that. Okay. Well, having to endure that. Double edge. No. I said I was going to give it double edge, but I'm happy with the moveset that it's got right now. It kind of just occurred to me that it may be picking up a new move soon, and then I just remembered, oh hey, it's that one. Homestar, you need to go back. You need to come back online, actually. Although I believe Homestar Runner is in fact back. I don't really pay quite as much of attention to it as Jish would, because I didn't really hear that much of it when I was a kid. But oh well. I mean, I take interest in the strong bad emails at least. I have a bit of a look at those. I haven't seen them all yet, so probably just have to sit down and okay. Artorigus, because I'm pretty sure this guy's got. Okay, well it works. Probably won't kill it though. Wow, that's not even a two-shot. Jeez, that's not even a two-shot. Hopefully this thing doesn't have an earthquake or anything like that. No, it doesn't look like it does. Wow, that is a frickin' rock slide for the ages. Does a sliver. If the rock slide was used on the signers of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, then that's bound to be pretty messed up too. Yeah, I could not have mentioned strong bad email without making some kind of a reference to it. Okay, Valerie Fawn, get back up. Okay. I believe this guy had... Yeah, this guy has a level 70 golem. It's just sort of there. Let me put this thing to sleep, actually, because this thing might try to blow itself up immediately. Jeez. At least the special defense drop is nice. Wow, where were all these special defense drops against the Elite Four? It would have been nice to have, like, an 8-point advantage on Lance's Dragonite or some shit. Yeah. Prior experience tells me that Butch might not be the best idea. As a matter of fact, I don't think Artorigus would be the best idea either, in case this thing has, like, fighting types. Let's have a look. Boltoy. I could Iron Tail it, I suppose? Yeah. And Claydol. I'll just use Homestar to get rid of that one. While Claydols in the Lost Cave are difficult to find, plus they have Explosion. So good luck trying to catch one in there. Okay, so it looks like there is no rare candy here or something. Okay. Odd one. Anyways, here we have some more Braille. And this says cut. So I don't actually have to put a thing here. You just use cut. And it opens the door. It'd be stupid if it said to use fly, but anyways, dotted hole. Jish made the observation that it sounded like a Pikmin 2 level, and I'm inclined to agree. So anyways, these rooms each have a word in Braille, and it tells you which direction you need to go. This has 2 letters, and out of the 4 directions, only one of those directions, like the words for them, have 2 letters, and that would be up. So we go up here. If you're able to sort of like work out what some of the letters are, you'd be able to decipher this one. I know that this first color with this first character here with the 3 dots in a line, that stands for L. So since that is L and it's a 4-letter word, it's left. This is obviously right because it has 5 letters. And so the last one, the first letter there is D, so we go down. And that leads us to the Sapphire. So now that we've got the both of those, we can head on back, except no. because this guy's just sort of here. Just completely arbitrary, does not make any sort of a peep or anything like that, and then does the arseholeish move of just stealing the sapphire. I found it first cockblock. Yes, nah, chancy. Anyways, that scientist can go fuck himself. I found it first, it's fine as keepers. Prick. Anyways, over here's another brown message, which I will just do the same annotation thing as I did in the previous segment that I had this. Because I honestly have no idea what the hell this is. And that is a fucking long one. Okay, that'll take me a while. I guess it's not that it's not that big of a problem though, because I can just go and look up Jish's video on it, because he translated it himself as well. So, with that out of the way, I believe that is everything that can be done in the Ruined Valley in the dotted hole area. So let's go ahead and heal a Pokemon back up, and while for some reason I feel like it may have been 20 minutes, I'm just going to go a little bit further on and have a look up here, because there are a couple of other trainers that I can knock over here, like these swimmers. Actually, I don't need Meowth anymore, so I can drop him back off, pick Dianea back up, especially since I'm about to fight a couple of swimmers. You interesting? Adamant Nature is actually kind of interesting, thinking about it. I think that's a pretty decent nature for it, just to be an attacker of some variety, although Sudowoodo was still a pretty terrible Pokemon. That being said, I feel obligated to kind of use it now, probably in like a 4th generation or later game. Jeez, he must be boring then. Good thing I grabbed Dianea, because Quagsire is weak only to grass moves. And Lantern. Let me guess, you got Ice Beam? No, but you got Confuse Ray. That's not much better to deal with. Nah, I'd probably have used Ice Beam by this point, so get rid of it with another Leaf Blade, and that should be done and out of the way. Okay. I believe there's one other guy. Yeah, here he is. Ish. I would probably complain of that if we were playing Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, but it's fine here. It's not that big of a deal. At least you're actually somewhat of a challenge. I mean, I've got Thunderbolt, which kills the challenge, but the fact that you've got a Gyarados means that you obviously have to be skilled as a trainer in some regard. I believe these two use grass types. Nope. Okay, how do I navigate this? Okay, Drill Peck that, Flamethrower Raichu. Yeah, I didn't expect to... Oh, shit! Okay, why did you Volt Tackle Butch? Okay, I'm not too sure... it's difficult for me to gather exactly what the hell happened there, but Volt Tackle should have been used on Broadband, and I'm surprised that Butch survived Hydro Pump after copying that Volt Tackle to the grill. Now, hopefully, this Drill Pack will kill Azumarill. Nope, but it goes for Broadband anyway. What the hell? They don't quite know how to aim at certain Pokemon. Take care of the Pokemon that's actually freaking weak. Although, I guess they kind of figured that I'd have more Pokemon, so... I don't know, weaken the both of them, kill the both of them, or something like that. I've got no idea what the strategy was. It was stupid. Okay, what is in here? 67 inches. That means you are 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 5 foot 7. Okay. Kick your ass. In before Rose Raid. No, but it's a Sunflower, which kind of sucked. Anyways, what is this? The Ultimate Horn. Yeah, massive sex joke right there. I'm not gonna bother giving that the time of day. You just have to get a Heracross and show it to the girl, and the bigger the horn, you get a prize and stuff like that. Like elixirs. I'd love to get stuff like rare candy or something like that, but whatever. Anyways, over here's the green path, and within lies the pattern bush, which the only pattern it actually has is that it is it's basically what you would see in the inside of a GBA cartridge. That's basically what it's like. They're the little patches of missing grass and whatnot. That's basically the way that this works. This is the sort of the pattern that it has. It almost looks a bit like a maze, but it's not. It is a definite pattern. I'm going to be exploring this and catching this ninja off screen. So, yeah, see you for the next segment.